Now only on Stunner Radio.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Saturday and we're in a new month of October. October 9th, we want to send a shout out to our international listeners. We also want to make sure that you tune into our YouTube channel. We want to make sure that you subscribe, like, all shows, and share. Make sure you share 50 million times. You can always listen to us on the playback on Apple, Google, as well as iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Not Amazon yet.
Not yet.
We're waiting on Amazon. Come on, Amazon.
And let me tell you, we sound sexier on the replay.
Absolutely.
So y'all want to listen to that replay? I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Definitely sound better. That's right.
We are dreaming.
Right. Exactly. So we're gonna do a sister check-in. We do a sister check-in every time we sit at this wonderful table. So we're gonna allow our guests to do the sister check-in.
Okay. Yes, I will. I am Cealie Benson. I am a mobile notary, a loan signing agent, and a field inspector that service the whole Houston metropolitan area.
Come on, you better service the whole metropolitan. You better serve.
So how was your week?
I had a great week. It was busy, but it was good because I was able to take care of all of my clients, and I was able to spend time with my teenager.
Oh, how old is the
15.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Okay, that's a little better.
Okay. When she said girl, I was on something, baby. Baby, honey, child, let me tell you.
Honey, iced tea.
Right, honey, iced tea. So we're going to allow Lysa Tha Boss Lady with the big hair. Don't care.
Listen, y'all.
Come on, she playing with the hair. You already know when you play with the hair. Yes.
Y'all, I had a very busy week. It was busy. It was very productive, though. I killed my goals at work. Killed them, y'all. Last week I was a little kind of out of my element at work a little bit because they've been passing some of the cases on to me that are a little bit above me.
But you're learning from it, right?
But I am learning from it. But one of those cases gave me the blues, and I made a mistake on it, and they called me in the office like, you made a mistake on this. Not once, but twice. And I'm like, oh my God, don't fire me. And they were like, no, we understand why you asked for help with this one as well. Right. And when she said I made the mistake, I knew I made the mistake. I caught it. And so I knew exactly what she was referring to. So I had asked for help for that one already. So they took it away from me. And the second they did.
Of course.
Just popcorn, y'all. Just popcorn. I just started going. But I did learn from that to correct my flow.
Of course. Absolutely.
So it made it just that much more to where like I have a goal every single day and I've been exceeding.
Okay.
Every day but one day. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And last but not least, myself. Tanisha Jeanette, aka T Baby. Amazing week. Starting my onboarding process. But my new job.
Yay. Look at you. Yay.
So excited about that. It's a new journey. It's an opportunity that I have been manifesting for a while, and I finally got it.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. Working from my house.
Working from my house. It's like an amazing feeling to work from home. That's another thing that threw me off because I'm in the office, and I've been home for like 6 weeks. And so I've been in the office the last 2 weeks, and that's it's a struggle in itself. The beltway itself is.
And then you have to get acclimated to it. Now you have to deal with coworkers.
Absolutely, that part because there's
just doing your work.
Yeah, they're distant. You only talk to each other in the chat, but when you're in person, you have to physically greet the person and be like,
and feel their energy all day.
And you know how I am. You know how bubbly I am. Right? They're like, you're so quiet, and I'm like,
yeah, I'm only used to saying good morning, and then I go and do my work. But then being at home challenges you too because it makes you be accountable. It makes you you have to be up. You have to do what you have to do because it's so important.
Oh,
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying, but speaking from my own perspective, I can't speak for anybody else, but I can speak for me. It challenged me to make sure that I did what I needed to do because at the latter of the week is when you want to kind of like chillax a little bit. Because if it gets slow, then you know how to be accountable for that slow period. You can still work on some other stuff that will bring you back up to par. So, but yeah, for me, I worked harder when I was at home versus when I was in person.
Well, definitely, you will work harder, and mainly the reason why is because when you're in person, somebody is saying lunch break, whatever. But when you're at home,
you zoned in,
and you forget. I forget to take lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I forget to take my 15-minute. I forget.
I would forget that too. I did. I always, when I ate lunch, it was 3.
Yeah.
My lunch should have been at 12 or 1, but it's 3 o'clock. I'm still on the phones. I'm still helping students in my previous role. I was still helping students. I was on the phone for back-to-back phone calls and that kind of stuff. So it's just like I say, it becomes different when you're at home versus being in person and having to deal with personnel. It's not. Sometimes it's not even the energy; it's the personality that just can mess you up all the way.
I usually pretty much get along with everybody, and it wasn't even that. It was just communicating because I'm not used to sitting by nobody, so I don't. And they'd be like, "You're so quiet, Lisa. You're so quiet." I'm like, "I'm anything but."
I ain't got to sit by
exactly, and so it was different. It was definitely a challenge. I did talk more, to my coworkers because I it's not really a secret that the main reason I got a job was to be social. Right? And then also to recruit travel agents. That's
absolutely that's the tool. That's the tools and tricks of the trade.
Absolutely. So I'm like, how can I do this? This is what I came here for, and I'm sitting here not talking to nobody. So I did make a little bit of an effort to speak a little bit more, but also the person that I talk to, they put us on different shifts now. We rotate different. So when I'm in office, you're not.
Right.
So now you can't talk to your friend.
So you got.
Now I got to make new friends.
On that shift.
Yes, and that might not always be easy.
Right.
Because, like I said, personality.
Well, the people that we started with, because it was 20 of us that started at the same time.
Okay.
The people that we started with, there are 4 of us left.
Wow.
And
that's a big turnover.
It is.
Huge turnover.
It is.
4 out of 20.
Some
she was gonna say 10. I thought she was gonna say 10.
Right. I was looking for 10.
It is since January.
Wow.
So we a couple of them. It was family things.
Of course,
one of them she had a baby and didn't come back, and another one had a baby and the husband was not feeling daycare.
So I can understand
now. Yeah,
right.
I understand.
She was like, he's only 7 months, he can't talk, and my husband said, and I was like, I understand. So some of it was that, but I will not say that my job is not challenging. It definitely is, but it's not I wouldn't quit. I'm paid very well to do what I do. So I wouldn't.
When you get paid what you work.
You're right.
I
ain't saying that I got paid for
it. You don't want to quit. But then when like you said, 2 coworkers had a baby, especially if it's your first baby, you very smothering. Because I was a new mom, and I was like, what you said?
And childcare costs nowadays.
It's
cheaper to stay at home.
It is.
It's through the roof. Because if I don't like kids like that. But if I was to ever decide to do that, I know a long time ago it was cheaper because I paid $75 for 1 kid.
Yeah, they're
a week.
It's like $250. Yeah, $300. Yeah.
Because see, I have done the home daycare thing before, and I was killing because my prices were so low,
reasonable.
But my prices was literally spending money for my children.
Right.
I didn't. I was only trying to help the community because the lady, I only had one family, but she had 4 kids.
Oh yeah.
So
and just think if you had multiple families and you charge the actual
real
price.
I only charged her $450 for her 4.
Yeah, so
$250. I charged her $250 for her 4. 2 were school agers, and one was 3 and one was 1. And so I did that for her because she she was 26 with 4 kids.
Wow. Yeah, so just think if you had multiple families.
Make me
She now has another one. Congrats, girl.
Yeah.
Woo.
Wow.
She has a new baby boy.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
I know, but she's young, so she can jump around with them, and she does.
The energy got to be there.
Yeah, it has to be there.
If I did that, like if any of us did that, if any of us decided to be a stay-at-home, like daycare, we would kill.
Yeah, you kill.
Yeah,
I know some of them they charge $1,500 just for the baby.
Yeah,
Babies are
because baby requires round the clock,
Mm-hmm.
just like you at home. You got feed, burp, pamper change, naps, all that kind of stuff. But with school age children, you can charge a little more because I'm giving you education. I'm teaching you ABCs. I'm providing 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, snack.
And
Yeah,
then if you add transportation, then if you do the picking up and dropping off,
I did that. I picked them up from school, and then
you can easily calculate, like she said, calculate that in, and like you said, you could make a killing.
This was 3 years ago that I was. Well, this was 4 years ago that I was charging her $250 a week. But I know it would definitely be more.
It would definitely be more.
But I did thought about it. I thought about it because like I've taught preschool before, so and I know a lot of people.
You definitely be perfect.
Right. Preschool teacher, child, you perfect.
They would.
You got my business already.
Right. I thought about it. I really did. I was like, I would have a school of no more than 8. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Because I know people right now would prefer to have their child in a smaller home
A lot of them will.
with all of what's going on.
And then with your background, they would definitely be more, able to use somebody like you that have a history with preschool versus somebody that's saying, oh, I just want to watch kids because I ain't got nothing else to do. It's like you actually taught preschool before.
Yeah, no, I'm registered with the state.
Yeah, so they would definitely.
Child Protective Services, I registered through them and do licensing.
Definitely.
You're
Yeah. I did it that way, and I was listed on NCI because I was considering doing that.
Yeah, NCI is really good because a lot of people don't know about NCI. They don't know about neighborhood centers.
Neighborhood centers.
Hello?
When we was growing up.
Yeah, neighborhood centers. So most people don't know about it, and then having that opportunity because that's a guaranteed check.
Yes.
It is.
That's a guaranteed check versus somebody that's you having to wait for them to pay you all the time.
And they neighborhood NCI they wanted me to charge like $10 an hour per kid and then charge the family as well. Like they were paying me. And they wanted me to charge. Well, my purpose was to help the family,
right?
So I didn't, but they wanted.
But that was you 3. That was you 3 years ago.
No, this was a year ago.
Okay.
And that I thought about it.
Okay.
I am a listed family home, and I am listed with NCI, but I did not go through with it.
Okay.
So
if you in the future, if you ever to revisit,
yes. And it's and they also put you on a food program where you get food.
Oh, okay. That's a win-win right there.
My mom had a daycare when I was a child, so like I know like
my aunt did too.
All of that, and her stuff. I grew up with a lot of people,
They had daycares and my aunt had a daycare. She had a bus. She picked us up.
Yes.
She had in-home daycare. She picked us up from school. She dropped us off. She had other kids she picked up. And then I had another aunt that had a daycare, and she was, she didn't pick them up, but she had a daycare. So
ours were 24 hours. So we after like 9:00, if the kid was still there, then we would go home and we would forward the phone to our home, and they would stay with us. So I have like a couple of people that I grew up like that, and they're still my friends. So like they're my friends. Those were built-in friends.
Those are built-in friends forever. Playmates. Right.
Absolutely. Shout out to Katie because that's my friend, and she's still my friend.
Okay.
This was tell my age, but 30 years ago. Yeah, this was about 35 years ago that this was going on. So
you said everybody.
I'm telling you,
I know, right?
Come on, my mama.
I ain't gonna tell mine.
My mama, my mama just turned 70, so it was her, her daycare, whatever. She picked us up from school, all of that. Those kids didn't know what greens was.
Right. So yeah,
not at eat greens.
exactly. They
Yeah.
eat real
They eat
food.
real food now.
Yeah, my son ate really good. He said in home daycare when he was younger. He was 3. Girl, I was like, well, can I have some breakfast too? Because baby, they was eating really
I
good.
did that when I had my home daycare in Mesquite. I actually did pick up 2 other children in addition to that 4
Okay.
eventually, and the dad was like that too. He was like, can I
Can I
get
have a
what
plate?
he had? Because my wife don't cook oxtails. Can I?
Oh wow!
Right? You're like, what?
Wow.
Sir,
And she
what?
was like, can you please fix him a plate? Because I'm not finna fix.
Oh wow! She was ready.
She
Yeah,
tried it. I
well,
don't
you
think
know
she.
I'm not cooking.
Right,
so
right.
I don't think
get your-
it was
Get
her
your-
thing because she tried to cook it before and she didn't. It just
Yeah,
wasn't her thing.
It did not happen.
So,
Yeah.
and I don't think she likes them. So I think that
Yeah, that's if you don't like it, if
Yeah,
you don't like it,
you ain't gonna put the
you ain't gonna put that love in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're gonna take your time and stew it and put
Yeah.
your sauce and all that.
Mhm.
so she literally would like give me extra, and
Absolutely.
I would help. He could take a plate home.
He was loving that plate. He
I made a
probably
lot of
did.
good friends, doing the things that I do. Which kind of leads us to Miss Cealie and why you're here, because I made some friends in the Gold Friends group, and we spun off and made the Boss and Besties group.
Yes.
Okay, boss and bestie.
And I saw that Miss Cealie was talking about the notary signing agent, and someone was speaking to me about it before, and I've been reaching out to her for about 8 months, and she has not returned any of my messages to try to help me do it, because she kept telling me, you need to do that, you're a notary, you need to do it, and she never told me how.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And I'm when I had that one conversation with you, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
And she explained it so well.
Thank you, love. Thank you.
I love. So explain to the viewers. You don't have to tell them how you told me, but
She gets the friend version.
Right. They get the corporate version.
Right.
and then it's notary Benson.
Right.
Basically, I am a notary signing agent, and what you have to do is once you become a notary public of the state of Texas, you get what we call your commission. What some people refer to as a license in other states. Texas, we refer to as a commission. It's your certificate of agreement that you are a public officer of the state of Texas to legally notarize documents and receive a revenue for it. And so in turn, you take that and you become a loan signing agent, where you assist the real estate community and the auto industry with closing out their loans for houses and cars.
Okay.
And so now in Texas, it's not recommended that you don't have to take mandatory classes. But however, me being in the industry, I highly suggest you recommend that people take an actual course where they actually learn the documents and they actually go through the protocol of the actual scenarios of the different types of loans there are. Because different banks, they all offer the same type of loans, but different banks have different paperwork. They may have they have the top 5 key documents, but the other documents may be different based on their actual licensing.
Gotcha.
And so therefore you need to be familiar with that, because like I tell people, houses and cars, you're gambling with a lot of money, and we have to have errors and omissions insurance to cover, just in case they do try to come for you and sue you, in case these loans don't close in time, or the loans close with any errors or things like that. So that's where loan signing agents come in at. We are the liaison between the actual client that's signing and the bank, basically, or the title company. And so instead of them taking their time of you coming into the office the old-fashioned way and taking time off work or whatever, what we can do is we can go to your home. We can go to your job, your place of business, or we can meet in a public place in Starbucks. And so the documents are securely sent to us. Because we have the errors and omissions, we are background checked at least 3 times through the notary, through the state as a general notary, and then you're background checked twice into the loan signing. So the bank entrusts you. They encrypt the documents, send them to you. You print them out, you contact the client, you all make sure you arrange the time and the date, and then you actually sit down and go through the documents with them.
Right.
Just give them a brief summary of what they're signing, have them sign it, initial what they need, and then you send the documents back to the title company. You can either mail them, they give you all the labels and everything. And so you can either send them, normally if FedEx or UPS overnight them, or some of them may have you hand deliver them if they're local, like they're here in Houston area. And then once the documents are received, normally you receive payment. Some companies can receive payment within 2 weeks. Some of them may take up to 30 days. And so some people get discouraged from the industry when I tell them that sometimes your pay you may get it within 2 weeks, and some of them may take a little longer, up to 30 days. But my thing is, it's coming. Mm-hmm. And as you keep working, the pay is accumulating. And most people say it takes about 45 minutes to an hour. It takes me 30 minutes to close. And so to me, I've worked for way less and go through 8 hours, 10 hours, to be, instead I'm in and out. It's a flexible way of getting revenue, and you're really getting paid really well for me. Like I say, 30 minutes of work, I'm in and out. It's like a no-brainer for me. And then you get to meet so many people. You learn about the different loans. You learn, and then also as well, you learn about the different banks, the different credit unions, the different title companies. So for yourself personally when you're doing the process, and then as well when I meet family, friends, other business, you can let them know, hey, something's wrong. That don't sound right.
Right, exactly.
Well, we're going to definitely talk a little bit more about that. We're going to take a really quick break, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
This show was sponsored in part by Flat Fee Tax Prep and Services, offering quality tax preparation, serving clients nationwide. For more information, visit www.flatfeecreditandtax.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Anywhere from $100 to $200 you can make. Some companies might try to cheat you and say 90, but anywhere from $100 to $200 per person, per client.
So if you have two people, y'all, I'm sorry, thank y'all for hanging on with us. Like, she done got me. I'm super interested now.
Behind the scenes conversation.
Right? We had a sidebar.
Sidebar conversation.
So if you have two people that are signing, then it's about $100 to $200 per person at that time, or it would be $100 per signing?
No, it would be, what you mean, as in two people that's on the loan?
Uh-huh.
No, it would still be the $100 or $200, whatever you negotiated with the title company or the signing company, whoever you're working for. It would be per each signing itself.
Okay.
But you pack your day in with different clients. So like I may work for 5 different banks all in one day. So I have 5 different clients. So if you're doing say $200 and you got 5 clients, that is, so then you're at 1,000. You see what I'm saying? Wow. So that one day, and you planned your own schedule. You know what I'm saying? Or if you did 100, if you agreed to 100 a person, that's still $500. And like I say, once you get the documents down, you get your speed under, you're easily in and out in less than an hour, especially if they don't have any questions. And what I do is, to avoid questions, when I call, make my confirmation call, I tell you what to have. Have your driver's license ready, your social security card. If you don't have that, I tell you your secondary identifications to have, tell you to have what color ink pens to have. If you owe closing funds, I tell you how much your closing funds is. So it's no discrepancy when I get there. If it's over $1,500, you have to get a cashier's check. I cannot take personal checks if it's over $1,500. So that gets discrepancy out. When I get there, I show you your closing disclosure. Right. Your closing disclosure shows you your interest rate that you agreed to, your principal amount, your monthly, what your monthly mortgage is going to be, including your insurances and taxes and everything. So we show this up front. Mm-hmm. So if this is good, let's roll. And so, like I say, most jobs, especially here in Houston, you're making anywhere from 15 to 20, and some people, if it's a good industry, $25 an hour. And then it's taking you 8 to 10 hours a day. You can make anywhere from $100 to $200 doing this per person. So you easily, the more people you add on, the more you can get done. Especially the last 2 weeks of the month is what we call the end of the month rush. And especially that last week, they try to kill you. And so if you really got that grind, you just go for it, because you look at it as, and then I'm getting all that money. And then you handle it on the tax in on the back end when it's time to file your taxes. So you're not getting Uncle Sam don't get his money first. You get your money first, and then on the back end, then you do the business taxes, and that's when you factor in your car, you factor in your printer, your pens, that's when you factor in all your business things to get your taxes leveraged. But like I tell people, it's been a hidden secret in the real estate community for so long. A lot of people only knew about real estate agents, and they knew about the loan brokers, but no one they've always had loan signing agents. It just wasn't known. And they also always went to people's houses, but you have to ask them for that service. Because I get a lot of my clients there, they think it's only because of the pandemic. I said, no, they've been doing this for years, but you had to ask for that service. Instead of going to the actual title company, because most of the time the title company is nowhere near your home. Right. You could be closing in the Woodlands, your home, but your title company in Prairie Land. And so you have to drive over an hour to just go sign 30 minutes worth of documents.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why they have the service. So I tell people it's a good service that I love to offer to the real estate community.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm definitely interested in that.
Yeah.
So what made you what piqued your interest?
My question.
I'm nosy. It's okay, girl. I became a homeowner in 2019 here in Houston, and my realtor, I shout out to Felicia Gildry. She's the vice president of Houston Black Real Estate Association. Okay. She is the bomb realtor. If you're looking for a realtor in Houston, she is the bomb. The reason why I tell you is because she bridges the gap between just showing you the houses to you understanding picking the house that's for you, for your future goals and your future financing. Right. She don't just say, okay, girl, you want this 5-bedroom house with 4 bathrooms with the pool in the back? Okay, she's like, what's your long-term goals? What's your short-term goals? Right. Is this the house that's going to get you to your long-term goals? Okay,
she have real conversations.
Yeah, she have real conversations with you. It's more than just, you want this $500,000 house, but you only made $70,000 a year. Go ahead, sign these papers. You know what I'm saying? Right. No, she have real life conversations, and so she got to know my husband and I on a personal basis, and she saw our goals for entrepreneurship, for making passive income, and so she did that auntie thing, sis. Right, sis. Right, let me put you on real quick, and so that's how I got into. She told me, it's other ways that you can get into real estate and you can get into this industry and you can make money, because she did it herself. Worked us, and she's not only a realtor, she's a broker. She owns her own brokerage. Okay. I'll give her information. And so she is the one that bridged that gap, and she put that whole entrepreneur spirit in me, because she was like, you have to be ready to take charge of your future. And she said, and this is your starter house here in Houston. You have this goal for this other house that you want. So we're going to work towards that. I'm going to show you how you can, it's other ways you can get that income, and you can do it on your own schedule, flexibility. And so that's what's got my wheels spinning. Okay. And then I started going to the different real estate conferences and things like that. And then I just jumped right into it. And so it's been 3 years, and I absolutely love it. I tell people, no matter what else, my husband and I are getting into the Airbnb business, but I'm going to still do this because this is my passion. I love it. The people light up when closing day come. They light up when closing day come.
See, that's what I really like about it, and I can tell that you're passionate about it because when I was on the Zoom call with you, your thing says Notary Benson. Right. I was like, okay. So I can tell that you're super passionate about it, and it definitely that helps, and you bring in that energy, you bring in that personality to closing, because for one, when you walk into that, some of us are nervous. Some of us,
yes.
I remember that, girl.
Yeah, flashback.
Because I bought my house in 2017. So, where was Felicia?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking about. With the whole time you were speaking, I'm like, where was Felicia? Felicia. Right. Where was Felicia? But yeah, home ownership is it can be daunting.
Yeah.
And then especially when you're a single person, it becomes more daunting, and you're looking at the back end and how you're gonna have to pay this month of money. You're like, I don't know. There's no shopping and no trips, and if some break, you gotta fix it. So you look at all. You have to fix it because, and it seems like in the first year, you realize you be like, I hope nothing go off.
Right.
You just start working. If it's not working, it's gonna be broke because I'm still trying to pay this mortgage. And then you weighing your options. Okay, mortgage broke. Mortgage, because I need to still be able to stay here, and I can get this fixed on the back end. And so when your enthusiasm about buying a house, I like that she took you under her wing.
And that's exactly what she did.
And I didn't get that.
And that's why I think that so many of the African American community do have the real estate gap. Where I believe, like I told you earlier, I believe it's at 43% the last time I checked. Why our numbers are so low? It's only because we don't have a lot of the people that's in the industry. They get into it for the quick money and the easy money. Because, let's be honest, real estate is one of the top careers nor out there, because they have to wait for their income. Most realtors do have to wait maybe a month, 2, some 3, depending on the how the client's credit and stuff look. But they're closing with $10,000 checks, $15,000 checks, 20. So you can sit per house, and you can sit there and if your budget is tight, because you know that $15,000, $20,000 check is coming. So and once the ones that's been in the game for years, they're good at it. So a lot of people get in the industry because they know they're going to be able to make that type of money. But then again, they don't have that compassion
that part
for their clients to say, this ain't about, you're not just a number. Because I know a lot of realtors, but I don't refer them all because I know they don't have that compassion. Because I had one realtor said to me casually once before, she said she had to go somewhere, and she said, oh, this is a $1 million client, so I have to go. So that let me know. So if this wasn't $1 million client, you would have been late. You would have been late, or you would have rescheduled him. But you're going to leave this meeting that we're in because he's $1 million client. And see, stuff like that I caught on. So if this was a client that's spending just $200,000 house, you probably say, oh, well, I'll get you next week. You would have left me. You see what I'm saying? No, treat that $200,000 client the same way you treat that million. Because why? That $200,000 credit, like you said, that's them that first year. You don't know in 5 years they can come back and be $1 million client, and they remember how you treated them. And so
their aunt might be $1 billion.
Exactly. And so that's why I tell people, Felicia did us so good. I refer her to everyone. Even when my husband and I moved into investment property now, she's gonna still be that person. I tell my husband, I want her to lay eyes on whatever we buy. I want her to lay her eyes on it. I want her, her expertise and her opinion, Iris, because I know it's more than a check for her. You know what I'm saying? Because she actually has the ambition to see that Black young people, men and women, actually thrive in business and home ownership and with family. Those are her 3 things, And so that's why I say that for me, it drove a passion in me is seeing her be passionate about us just being successful. Not only us being successful financially, but us having ownership. We actually have something to pass down to our children, and letting you don't have to feel like it's something that's not obtainable, because all you need is the right person. That can say, okay, well, this is what you got on your credit. Well, let me show you how to get that fixed. You got, because she does credit repair as well. Lysa does credit repair. You have the right person that tells you, okay, you need to work on this, you need to work on that, and instead of just telling you, oh no, you're not getting $1 million house, so I don't have time for you.
That part. Hey, Kimberly Green.
Kim says, treat all clients the same, no matter the status.
Exactly.
That's right. And Kim, what else? Go back to the next one.
She said, when I pay it off, I'll be as enthusiastic.
I'm with you, Kimberly.
I know, right?
I'm there. I'm definitely where you are.
Yes, I love it.
Yes, but I like your enthusiasm.
Okay, thank you, love.
Personality just draws people in. So I would always, whatever house I was buying,
Mhm.
I'd be like, oh yeah, she coming to the house. I'll make sure I have snacks and all that kind of stuff, because that is so important when you're dealing with people.
Mm-hmm.
People pay attention to that. How you interact with them, how you greet them, your first impressions are lasting.
Yes.
And I don't think people say that enough.
They don't.
People just come in, girl, I ain't worried about them.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do me.
It's
Yes.
a lot.
Do
It's
you?
a lot of that.
Yes.
But don't do it with me.
Right. And to be honest, that's what I get. A lot of my clients, when they get me and they have did other loan closings and refinancing, and they get me, they was like, this ain't how it went the last time.
Right.
I'm like, what happened then? What happened? I'm like, this is how you're supposed to feel. Right. This is how you're supposed to feel. You're not supposed to feel intimidated. This your closing day. It's supposed to be a celebration.
Right.
The person's supposed to be able to explain to you what you're signing, and then if we have to get your realtor on the line, we have to get your loan officer on the line, the title company on the line, then that's what we got to do. Put them on speakerphone, lay it all out on the table, find out what we need to correct, whatever the case may be. And so that's the reason why I actually advocate for the industry and let people know about it. I don't just keep it a secret and just keep it, to myself, because we need more people in the industry that actually care. And it's not just a check to you. Yeah, it's quick money. Yeah, it's you got a lot of freedom. You give them flexibility. But do you actually care about the clients? Because like I tell my clients, I'm a homeowner too. I have friends and family that are going to be homeowners. I don't want them to have a bad experience just because somebody wanted to treat them like a check.
That's part.
Absolutely. So is this all that you do? Like, is
No.
this your...
This is my full-time. I'm a full-time entrepreneur, but I call myself a serial entrepreneur. And where I'm from in Chicago, we call it a hustler. Exactly. We call it a hustler. I do regular general mobile notary. So if you need me to notarize just your general documents, power of attorney, medical power of attorney, I work for 3 attorneys. And 3 different attorneys, and I'm independent to them, so they call me when they're ready. Okay. And so I do estate planning, I do divorce, and I also do bankruptcy and loan debt consolidation as well. So and all 3 attorneys own their own law firm. Okay. So they, they're very efficient with their documents and the legalities of it. So I'm on deck for them as well. And they know I do real estate, so they, work around my real estate schedule. And also I do field inspection. Field inspection, I work for various companies. Whoever, right. Child, I tell people I will do anything besides go back to corporate America.
I don't blame you.
Because I am in love with the freedom.
Absolutely.
And I'm in love with the fact that it's always multiple checks in my account every week.
That part.
Right. And so when you realize that you don't have to have a cap on your income, you can make as much as you want, you can make as least as you want, and whenever you want. That's what drives me. And so I tell people I love being able to go between the real estate industry, the legal industry, and then the field inspection. Now, field inspection is various types. I do 2 types. Okay. The first type I do is they send me out to do is business verifications. Because of the pandemic, they have become super popular. Okay. That's when people are looking for private funding, or they're looking for merchant services, like and they're trying to get it covered, like those like you seen those Apple cash registers and things like that. They're trying to get the actual checkout, the actual corporate checkout, things like that. They're trying to get different things funded through their business, but they have to prove that they're a legit business. Gotcha. And so they will send me out to verify their documents. Right. You got your DBA, you got your LLC. Do you have your tax documents? Do you have everything in place to say that you're a functioning business? They take 10 to 15 minutes, 10 minutes at the most. Because I tell you what to have before I come. And I make sure you really have everything lined up. So it's no surprise. I tell you what I'm looking for. Right. And I tell you I'm an inspector, so it's no secret. We schedule the time and date based on their availability. And I say it's going to take no more than 15 minutes. And I do everything simply from my phone with an app. Put everything in. I take pictures of all their documents, submit it to the companies, and I'm out the application process. It's up to the company whether or not they approve you. And I tell them they will call you probably by the end of the week or send you an email, but they can see on the screens the inspection is actually completed. As well as the mortgage company sends you out to do inspections as well too. Right. People don't know if you miss more than 2 months of your mortgage payment, especially here in Texas, they can actually send someone out to see if you still living there. They're called verification of occupancy. to make sure you're still living there. And most of the time, you don't have to get out your car. You can roll down your window and snap pictures of the street, the house, to see does it still look livable, does it look abandoned. Sometimes they may give you a letter with the amount saying call, and they'll ask you to go tape it to the door, see if someone answers. But I mean, it depends on the company that sends you out. Most of them just want you to snap pictures to see do it look livable, like it's the garbage can with garbage put out on garbage day and it's full of garbage. So yes, somebody's there because they knew to put garbage out today on a Saturday. So because in Texas, they have 41 days that can move in on mortgage foreclosure. So that's the reason why they're having you do it, so that the bank can know if you abandon the property, they can turn off the utilities to avoid pipes busting, and as well they can know to move in on pre-foreclosure, which in Texas, well, especially Houston, Harris County, they can move in 41 days.
That was she gave all the tips right there.
Y'all, let me tell you.
Pay the bills.
Pay the bills. Pay your bills.
Pay your bills.
So one of us don't come to your house.
Yes. Now she can give you some tips.
Okay. What you want to take
41 days, boo. I've been watching you.
We on day 37.
Right. Day 37. I done took a couple of pictures. I didn't see you now.
That was in Dubai.
Right. No, I actually have some neighbors living next to me, and their trash can has been out there for about 3-4 weeks. So the yard man came, and I was like, wait a minute, this ain't my yard man because I already paid. Why is another yard man in front of my house? But they were cutting the yard. I said, did they move? He talking about, they moved because they have not been driving into that driveway. I've not seen the kids outside. I've not seen them. They done moved.
And you know what?
Well, why they don't tell people they move?
And you know what? That's another hustle. It's called property preservation. They work for the mortgage company. The mortgage company pay them as well.
Correct. And they pay people to clean out.
Yes, to clean out all the property. But that's how they know to come, because they send me first.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, that's how the yard man came, because you told him, like, there's nobody there.
Right.
Go ahead and cut that yard.
You see, and then they know to turn the utilities off. See, it's a whole method that's been put a hold to the madness, and all this is real estate. But like I say, for years nobody knew. You only knew the two things in real estate was the real estate agent and the loan officer. You didn't know all these people make it all to come to real estate. Like she said, she catching on because she like, wait a minute, now how he knew to come? And then
why you see nobody there?
Exactly.
Pay attention, but you see what I'm saying?
Because you didn't see nobody take that picture.
Right. I was sleeping. They were taking a picture.
Right.
But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's why.
Because unfortunately, people do abandon the property instead of calling the mortgage company and telling them, like, I can't pay. What can when you do? And if you still can't pay, you still just go ahead and communicate to them. And no, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm just not,
So my question is, does this happen with rental properties too?
Yes.
Okay, so
and you work for the investor, which is also AKA the owner.
Right. So that's another form too. It's an this is a rental property.
Yes, an investor probably doesn't live here in Houston, and he's paying somebody. He or she is paying somebody to be their ears and their eyes. Okay. And you're normally working. Those are called private investors. Then they pay people to go out and do it. And as well, another one people don't know. Investors that don't live here in Houston, but they love to buy property here because it's easy to get property here in Harris County. They'll sometimes live international. And once they catch on to you online that you're into the field inspection business, they will contact you. And even if property that they're trying to buy, but they're not sure if it's really legit, they'll send you the address and send you over and tell you to take pictures of the address and send it to them. All you do is take pictures, upload it to them, and then they'll cut you a check.
Okay.
Exactly, because I know my mother-in-law, she sold her house, and the buyer's in California.
Yeah.
And he bought it as is, but they told her, someone's gonna go take pictures.
Right.
So he wanted to know what as is, which I would too.
Right. Well, what do you mean? Because it was actually one of my real estate communities was actually lady in Indiana a couple of years ago. She was a big lawsuit. I think you can look it up. She found the house online and just looked at the pictures online that they posted and kind of found out that it was no back of the house. Because she didn't live, I think she's out the country. When she actually flew in and went It was no back of the house. It was just the front.
Heck?
And so she went to court and had to fight it out because like that was fraudulent.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
people have no shame.
The pictures don't always tell the story.
Yeah, and sometimes it could be the house down the street because they be like, oh well, you don't know, you don't live in Houston, right? You will know. So that's why people they invest that extra money. Say, well, no, I'm gonna send my own person out there. Take a picture of the front. If you can't go around the back, take a picture. Let me see that if it matches what they posting online. This white picket fence.
That makes sense.
With the grass perfectly cut.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Especially, I mean, if I'm gonna spend my money on something, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I want to see. Right. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So that is definitely something that I think more people should get into. Do you think that it's a oversaturated market?
I think recently it has become a little oversaturated with the loan signing only because of the YouTube videos are circulating more. Okay. When I got into the industry, it wasn't even talked about. People didn't know anything about it, but only because of the YouTube videos, they're oversaturating. But to me, I would still tell people don't be disencouraged because the thing is what you bring to the table, somebody else may not bring to the table. And then they may be working a full-time job, so they may not be accessible the same time frame you is. Like I'm accessible in the mornings, afternoons, evenings. They may only can work 5 to 9 or whenever they're off for work. So that doesn't mean, well, no, I can't get my business. No. And then another thing is I tell people networking, especially here in Houston. Networking is everything. It is. And especially in the business industry, the support is real here. Okay. Now, they say in Dallas it ain't the same. But
I have the opposite experience.
You had the opposite?
Yes. Okay, I get more support in Dallas than I do here.
Really?
Oh, me personally.
Okay. So, now, see, I've seen, I visited Dallas, but the people in the business network in Dallas, they're not as close niche as in Houston.
No, they're not.
Yeah, and see, in Houston, you have to kind of know what areas, what business people to like gravitate towards and around. And once you get in, it opens the doors to so many people. Right. Now, where I'm originally from, Chicago, no, they cutthroat. No, they're absolutely positively not helping you, and there's no support at all. So when I came here, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like I told you, my realtor, that was a breath of fresh air. When I bought my car salesman, breath of fresh air was like instantly putting us on game and putting us on, different tips and okay, do this, do that, so that's why I say the support is real. And like I tell people is, you don't only have to just do the loan signing. And once you branch off into the loan signing and you network, that's why I'm saying networking, you can go direct and you don't even have to deal with them and you be the first one they call. So it don't matter how many of them out there, but if I know you and I know your personality, I want you handling my people. Right. So like I have one of my clients, I have 3 direct clients for a long time. And one of them is a really big bank. And here in Texas, their reps text me, even at 9 and 10, I'm sorry, text from 9 to 10 o'clock at night. But they clients that I've closed properties for, they said, I don't want nobody else, but I had one man, he had 5 properties. He said, I don't want nobody else but see close on my properties. So you think this bank say, well, this man gonna call in, got her to tell us, he don't want nobody else to close his loans but her. Yeah. What's she doing in her closings
that nobody else
is doing? So we gonna keep her on our referred listing. So anything we get in Houston, especially in northwest suburbs, we calling her. We don't care if it's 1,000 agents out there. My clients say they got red carpet treatment, right. And they got 6 properties. So she made they 6 properties move real quick. That's money. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I tell people don't get disencouraged because see, you offer something that the other people may not offer, and you can reach people that they can't reach because of your personality and who you are. And then you can do, like I say, you can do other things such as you can do the inspections. You can get into some people just specialize in regular estate planning because the estate planning is big because of the pandemic. A lot of people are thinking of their wills, of their medical power attorneys, of doing trust. And so a lot of attorneys are booming now with estate planning. I tell people get into that too because I mean you don't have to do anything. The attorney does everything, but they need you to be there legally to make sure those people are who they say they are. All the documents are signed and your witness
so
signed.
It's literally like a little bit of glorified general notary work.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! So
And
you
you
can
can
do nothing extra.
Nothing. You don't print anything. You don't got to even say anything. I don't talk. The only thing I say is pass me your ID. And so people don't people don't know that you can specialize in those things. Advertise to. I tell all my I have business mentees that come to me. I do mentoring and consulting. Yeah, I do mentoring and consulting. Right. That was my next question. Yeah, I do mentoring and consulting one-on-one. And that's what I tell them is find your niche and specialize in it. If some people divorce, find you marriage and divorce, what they call the family court attorneys. That's who you network to. That's who you advertise to. Find your niche. So even if real estate, if this week is a little quiet, and only because they get ready to kill you the last 2 weeks, you know, that's your time. You over there with the attorneys. So never always have to. People always have a check coming in. And what I learned from Felicia again, she said we don't leave no money on the table here.
That part. Yes, I like Felicia. I'm like, yes, I'm loving it. This is awesome. Like, this is awesome information, guys.
Kim wants to know, when buying a second home, is the feeling just as exciting?
Yes, because more than likely the second home will either be an investment property or it will be an upgrade from your first property. Because most people's first property is what they call starter homes in the real estate industry. It's your very first home, and you're getting yourself acclimated to being a homeowner, paying the mortgage, the taxes, the insurance. So you don't get me wrong, you get what you want, but you're getting what you can afford credit wise and financial wise at that time. When then as time go on, you're making more money, you're wiser, you're feeling a little bit more fancier. So now you're like, okay, I had a 1-story when I started. I want me a 2-level house, or I want me a pool, I want me a fireplace. So most of the time, the second one is normally either your investment property where you're going to make some passive income off of it, or if it's residential, you're going to live in it. It's going to be an upgrade from your first one.
Absolutely. Okay, then you can make that starter home.
And you can make your starter home. There you go. See, Lisa, I told you that. That's why you my friend. That's why you my friend. And you make that starter home your investment. And you still get money. We call it mailbox money in the real estate community.
Absolutely.
That check coming no matter what. Now you can work a 9 to 5. You can have your own business, but that passive income is coming to that mailbox.
This is a conversation I was just having this week with one of my cousins. Mm-hmm. She just bought her this is her second house.
Okay.
So her first house was a big house, and then so this is her second house. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I was like, your house looks better than mine. Mm-hmm. And so she was like, girl, you can buy you another house. Right. Put that house on the market.
Exactly.
And put it up for lease. And then I was like, let me wait till I get some on coins before I just start, because then, of course, like you say, credit. Mm-hmm. Looking at my credit, your credit takes a huge hit when you buy a house. Huge. And my credit was like, oh, it was wonderful. Because it's like I bought a house first, then I turned around and bought a car.
Yes.
And so my credit.
But you did do it the right way though. Instead of buying a car first and then the house.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard.
You did. You did it right way. You bought the house and then the car. Yeah,
well, I saw it on Facebook. Somebody played a trick on somebody.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like they, a realtor, guess somebody like drug them all the way.
Oh wow.
From here to there and everywhere, and bent over backwards, and then they went with another realtor, and then told everybody. They were going with another realtor after that realtor did everything for them.
Yeah.
But before they closed, they were like, well, it's okay, you didn't close with me, but my advice to you is go buy yourself a new car.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, because now nothing's hitting your credit at that point.
Well, they didn't close yet.
So,
so he talking about a car so they won't be able to get the house.
Yes.
Because they hadn't closed yet.
Yes.
Wow.
Because everybody knows in real estate you can't make no purchases.
No huge purchases.
None. And so they is really being the devil.
He was very petty. He was super petty.
And that's very petty.
He was like, you should buy yourself a new car.
Because you're getting ready to close. And then nothing is people don't know, don't quit your job. Because a lot of people think once we're actually starting we pick the house, that the funding and paperwork and started, I can go ahead and quit my job. They're going to check the day before.
Yes,
they constantly checking.
That's the car too.
Right. Yeah, but people, you be surprised. People be like, my cousin mom. They go straight to the dealership. Cause they like the closing tomorrow. They think it's all said. No, it ain't said because paper. Even when the paperwork is signed, I tell them, you still, as long as it's not investment property, you still have 3 days to change your mind. And I said the bank ain't finna start. It ain't over with yet. We're done. Mm-hmm. Right. But they're gonna give you the 3-day rescission period to change your mind. Right. So they can't technically cut that check until those 3 days. Those are 3 calendar days. So it's every Saturday is included, but not Sunday. So don't you go up to the car dealership yet. Don't you do it. Don't go to the front store.
And people have done it. I've seen people do it. I know people do it.
Kim said don't have high balances on those cards.
Yes. Get those the debt to income ratio. Yes, definitely.
That is so important.
Get that down extremely because like right now the interest rates are low for houses and buying cars. Sure but like she said, she's definitely right. Don't rush into it and you have high debt. Get the debt down first because they look at the debt to income ratio versus your income.
Right. Those student loans too. Mm-hmm. So if them student loans is high, start paying. And
then too, your student loans is in default.
That part.
Yeah, you figure out how to get my default first. Don't go sit in front of no loan officer and they in default.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, so here's my question. So when the advice you would give someone if they were say 27, 28, 29 years old and they just fresh out of high school, looks at high school, fresh out of college and they want to buy their first home. They have student loan debt because they was on financial aid and then the grants ran out. Now they have student loan debt. They have a used car. Mm-hmm. They are not married, no children. Mm-hmm. And the job that they have doesn't pay them enough money to make most of the ends meet. Mm-hmm. Would you advise them to? Mm-mm. Okay. Mm-mm.
Because then you put yourself in a bind debt wise.
Right.
Because if you know your income is barely helping you make ends meet, right, and you still owe student loans, it's gonna make the buying a house you shouldn't feel like a burden. Right. Home ownership shouldn't feel like a burden. So I tell people, rent until you are ready to jump into that pool of home ownership. So it's not a burden. So you're not back at this table in another year because you got foreclosure. Because right now, what's popping right now is loan modification, which means people are pushing their loans back from the 30 years, probably even more, 10 more years, 40 years, because a lot of them stopped paying because of the pandemic. And so now the loans have to get adjusted because you didn't pay for 12 months, and 12 months of missed mortgage payments. You might as well sell your soul back to the mortgage company,
Yeah.
And so that's why I take the kidney. Right, don't take the kidney because I can't use it. Because I owe you.
I owe a lot of my life.
Yes, and so that's why I tell people it shouldn't feel like a burden. So don't force yourself into home ownership if you know you're not there. It's just like going to the car dealership. You want to go pick out a Mercedes. But you only made $14, $15 an hour. But believe it or not, car salesmen see that. And it's people that come in, they don't even work full-time hours. They may only work for 2 weeks. They might only work 40 hours, 20 hours per week. And they'll come in like, I want that Mercedes and I want it fully loaded. Like they want the best of the best of the best. And it's like, but no, and my pastor, he said this ain't your season to ball. Mm-hmm. So do what you got to do and to work yourself to get to that point where you're more. You may not be totally like living the lifestyle of rich and famous, but you're comfortable enough to make that payment. I know one of my mentors, she say, "Are you uncomfortable enough to put it on auto payment?" Oh, okay, then you might not be ready yet. If you can't go on auto draft,
that's really good.
If it can't go on auto draft, you ain't ready yet.
Absolutely.
Because if you know what you make and the money's getting deposited, and you know what your bills is, it should be able to be automatically withdrawn if you got it like that.
Well, see, I don't like auto pay.
Yeah, but we're not saying everything. But
I don't like auto pay because I had it on auto. I had errands and somebody said if you get like the rent to own,
right.
So I got my washer and dryer brand new, and they charged me 3 times
the amount.
at one time.
But
see, those are for like the stores. Those I wouldn't say controlling yourself. But like for like say your car payment or your mortgage, and just saying, I know if I have the money, I know every month my car payment, my mortgage is together. They're gonna be $1,500 or $2,000, whatever it's gonna be.
Right.
Then you know you have that money. But some people, they struggling. They know they're not gonna be able to make that car payment and that mortgage. You know what I'm saying? They sitting there like every month, like which one? I'm gonna have to put 200 over here, put 100 over here. Yeah, right, Kim.
Kim say they got beer budget.
Yeah, come on, Kim. Come on, Kim. You know what I'm talking about? They got beer money, but champagne taste. So it's like, no, don't rush out of college and go try to pick out a 5-bedroom house. And you barely don't know how you gonna pay all your bills.
Right.
Like, no, even like she said, even though your family and friends may be showing you these brand new houses, but then I don't know if you've seen the people, they have those big houses, but then they don't have no furniture.
That part.
And you go in there and it's an echo. So they can't afford a 5-bedroom house because their mortgage is killing you.
The mortgage is knocking you in the
Yeah,
head.
so you can't even afford to buy 5 different rooms of furniture.
No, you ain't gonna buy one.
You ain't gonna buy one, so why do that to yourself?
Exactly. So,
Man, this has been
informative.
so informative. Like, y'all, let me tell you, if you did not catch this live, please catch the replay and
Please
subscribe
catch
to
the replay.
YouTube, because let me tell y'all what happened. When I subscribe to Stunner on YouTube, it pops up at every show that's gonna come on. It pops up as a reminder on my phone. So if you don't
Every day.
remember, you know, what times that we're gonna be on, every show pops up. You know, when you subscribe to the YouTube channel. So subscribe to Stunner Radio on YouTube. Miss Benson, please tell everybody where they can find you, because they need to find you.
That's right.
The quickest way, you can email me at notarybenson@endorse signings. That's ENDORSED signings with an S.com. notarybenson@endorsignings.com. I am active on Instagram at notarybensonHTX. That stands for Houston, Texas. Notary Benson HTX on Instagram. I am always posting about the industry. Reach out to me, and hey, I am always open. You want to, talk, I'm here, and I also offering mentoring and consulting if you want to get into the business.
Woo, child. So we're going to take a really quick commercial break, and then T-Baby got us some tea.
See what you got.
Hello, entrepreneurs. This is Lysa Tha Boss Lady, and I have something amazing just for you. The Boss Up Bootcamp is coming to Houston, Texas on October 23rd from 10 to 3 at the Reverse It Center in North Houston. If you're an entrepreneur, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if your business needs a boost, this is the event for you. We have 3 dynamic speakers and, of course, me, Lysa Tha Boss Lady, ready to give you so much information on how to do just that. Visit my website, www.lysathabosslady.com. That's www.lysathabosslady.com. Can't wait to see you there.
Hey, this is T-Baby, and I'm coming to you with a side of tea that you discuss in the comfort of your home, that side of juicy tea. What's up, everybody? T-Baby with the side of tea. So this week, we know that there's been a lot of stuff in the news. We know that Robert, aka R. Kelly, was taken off of YouTube. YouTube said, no, we're not going to no longer allow you to have channels on our platform. So they cut off the channels.
Yeah.
They took off his social media.
They took off the social media, but you can stream it, which I don't understand. If you took the channels, why would you stream it? It don't make sense. You still on my streaming service, but I took your channels off. I don't understand. And he's at the point to where he said, if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody else down with me. He sounds like Nino from New Jack.
I I saw the meme.
Right. And I'm like, knew that. Now that was my favorite movie. I knew every part, every person's line. I guess
not every part.
Yes, I knew every part, every person's line. So I understand when he stood up in the courtroom, and I'm pretty sure Robert did the same thing. Stood up in the courtroom and said, "Well, you know, if they gonna take me down, I'm gonna tell on every other celebrity that was at the parties with me doing the same stuff that I was doing." But here's my thing: while you were in those parties with those other celebrities, you knew it was wrong. They knew it was wrong. So now, why do you want to tell when you have your neck on the line?
Well, because if I'm accountable, everybody else is accountable as well.
Well, you've been accountable all this time.
That's facts, and but I don't really think that he's gonna get the result that he wants from that, because I'm gonna tell you something. We've been knowing Robert was nasty, right?
Every
We've
song
been
said
knowing
it.
at least
She said we've been knowing.
well, we've been knowing at least 25 years, at least 25.
Absolutely.
Because I'm still mad about that concert. So. The Box birthday pash that I couldn't go to because
she was holding a personal.
Because Aaliyah, remember when Aaliyah had lied about her age, and they found out she was really 15, so nobody that was not 18 could go to that concert.
Okay. But she 15. But you okay? Yeah, never mind.
No, she was 8. She said she was 18,
right?
And they found out at that time she was 15.
Okay,
so nobody under 18 could go to that concert, and she got bumped. So
okay.
So because of that,
right,
I was angry because I was gonna be 18 in 4 days, and I could not go to the concert that I had.
How long have you been holding on to this?
25 years.
It's time to release. You're supposed to release that on the
24 years.
I think we need to talk about this off air.
I'm just saying.
Go release that movie because you can't go back to that concert. He is never going to be in concert ever again in life.
And the people that were in concert were never together again after that. It was LL Cool J, it was Escape, it was all of them at the same time, you know?
Well, yeah, you know.
That's right. That's
what year
anger
was this?
Invoking. 1997.
I graduated high school.
It was,
and I was pregnant.
I was about to graduate.
You weren't even worried about it.
Yeah, I was worried about
it.
But this is so. It's been 24 years at least that we've been knowing that he is that. We knew about Elvis Presley. Okay, we knew about all these other people. What's the other guy name? Hugh Hefner. We knew about all these people. Right. So why do you think their snitching is going to do anything? It's not. We've been knowing these people nasty.
Well, I think here's the mentality, and I was listening to the Queens, Hot Tubs with the Queens, and so Selena, they always give her a hard time. She was saying, they was like, Selena, what do you think? She said, well, I think they're giving him a hard time. They was like, everybody knew about this. But my thing is, if you're going to snitch at this point, it's because you want to bring everybody down. And my thing is, all this time you've done all this dirt, they got videotapes of you doing this stuff. Because you made a point to videotape everything you've done. So you already was putting yourself in the box when you was videotaping. You left evidence. The videotapes are out there. People have seen it. People have ignored it. And what's going to happen is when you go to jail, when he really go to jail.
She mean.
Oh, when he goes to
sentence. When he gets sentenced.
When he really get in there,
he has to get the time.
it's going to be some problems.
He's going to probably Shaw's already.
Right. And my thing is that he's probably going to, most people, when they do stuff like that, they purposely put themselves in solitary confinement because they know he's going to have to. Because they're gonna wear him down. And that's why he want to bring other people with him, because he feels like mentally, he probably feels like he didn't do anything wrong.
Kimberly say he was nasty then and he nasty now. I still say he's gifted or it's not separate.
Yeah, you separated too, Kim.
I like you, Kim.
Kim. He's very talented. He can he hears music by ear. Even though he didn't have the education that was necessary to read it. He needs therapy though.
So this is what Kim said. I would like to see the
I agree, Kimberly.
I agree.
Absolutely. Parents do need to be accountable.
Kimberly, I like you. Because I think, me being from Chicago, the subject is a little sensitive to me.
Of course.
One, we don't call him Kelly. We call him Kels. We call him Kels.
Yeah.
And number two, Chicago knew the whole time. It was no secret.
I always say, tell them T, baby.
It was Hey, Zoe. And I agree with Kimberly. The parents need to go down because in Chicago, he would come to go to service. It was a McDonald's. If anybody in Chicago listening, rock and roll McDonald's. People would take their teenagers up there to see this grown man that was in his late 20s and early 30s. You know, people would, he would go to the skating rink. People would take their kids up there. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, the parents need to be a help, and then also his staff, his team. He had police officers working for him, judges, doctors, lawyers, all of them working for him.
At the
all
end of the
go
day,
down.
pimping is you know, you could get persecuted for that as well. Right. So, yeah. Lysa Tha number one star.
Somebody say Chicago. You know how I building. I said, what we talking about?
Get all of them. Yes, get all of them. Get all of them.
That's right.
I already knew who we was talking about as soon as she said Chicago.
Yeah.
As soon as she said rock and roll McDonald's.
I
was like,
you Chicago native?
Girl, yes.
Oh,
girl, yes.
Yes. I love it.
Yes, honey. Harvey, Markham.
Come on, man. I'm up in Southside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't start throwing up no signs.
I know, right?
Go back to my roots. Go back to her roots. Hey, Zozo. Hey, Zoe. I had to come co-sign because she is telling the truth. I've been telling y'all that John, listen.
No, I agree.
I've been telling y'all that this has been common knowledge for years. Everybody knew about this.
Right.
Everybody knew about this.
So they were literally taking their kids up there.
Yeah.
Dropping them out. Remember he would pull up the Kenwood and be able, the high school and be able to leave with 4 and 5 females. No parents standing them out.
Listen, and
No parents standing them out.
and
No parents standing them out.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and
Yes, ma'am.
my family had already moved away by the time I was in high school.
Okay.
However,
On purpose.
I went back.
On purpose.
That part.
They're on purpose. They already knew. They already baby doll was gangster. I was right there with them. Like,
No. We got to
I was
go.
right there with them.
Right? We got to go.
However, I was there on the summers. I would go back in the summers and
Right.
you know, that's when you want to show out.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Of course.
But I was trying to be in the number.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to be in the number.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they knew. They was like, oh no.
And she gonna find out.
Yes. And I'm saying, so.
See?
And that's what he
already knew I
looked
had to change.
for. Right. So that's what he looked for. Because he
And she's gorgeous.
Of course.
I think I was too old though at that point.
Well, you know what? He had the old women too.
Yeah, that's facts.
The age range
It's
was a teenage.
Yeah.
Was a teenagers, but he was able to manipulate and to coerce grown women. That's what threw me for a loop.
But let's just be real, because nobody had to manipulate nobody. If anybody ever see R. Kelly in person, you know what I'm talking about. If anybody ever see a lot of these people in person, you know what I'm talking about. They ain't got to manipulate nobody.
Right.
Just looking in their face, it's like, what you need for me to do.
She right. They just wanted to be when he was there, she right. He had a big entourage. When you think he always was dressed well groomed. You saw the mink coats in the wintertime. I mean, you know, he had that persona, so people gravitate to him. The young ones and the ones that was older was like hop on. Everybody knew what a mansion was. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew, and he would go to remember Lincoln Mall. He would pull up Lincoln. Everybody knew where to ride down to be in Kells.
And he don't mind.
And he didn't mind.
He didn't mind.
He didn't mind.
Opening up his mouth.
Yes.
You know, that's what you want to catch.
Yes, and he wasn't one of them celebrities that be like, oh no pictures, oh don't. No, he wanted that.
Yeah, but I'm saying too.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I bet you he ain't singing booty.
He ain't singing that. That part.
It's like police Johnson. I got
Oh, Lord.
It's just The moon brings about all the secrets that people don't want you to know. So that's the thing about it.
That's true.
When all these moons happen, pay attention to what's going on in the news because it's going to bring it to the forefront. Everything you thought you didn't know is going to be on the forefront. So the moon happened when he got the sentencing.
Yeah, it was.
It was a full moon.
Mm-hmm.
The new moon comes, and now all this other stuff. The internet went down.
Are you telling me these folks is werewolves?
No, sweetie.
I'm
No, the moon is it conceals things. The sun illuminates.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Moon is mom. M.
Mm-hmm.
Sun is a man.
I didn't mean to come and hijack y'all segment.
Well,
But
don't hijack
can I
your
just say
segment.
this real quick?
You're welcome.
Sure.
I feel like we can never solve these problems with these predators, sexual
Absolutely not.
predators, until we, within ourselves as women and as mothers, aunties, all that, start to teach other women how to love yourself for real. You already know you in a relationship with a regular man, a regular degular, with a regular guy. They try to get you to do stuff or talk to you sideways or want to treat you any type of way.
Mm-hmm.
And when
So
check
you
them,
know
they have
if
a
you're with
problem.
somebody who fine
Yeah.
and can sing
Mm-hmm.
and got coin,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be thinking, is it worth it to not do
Mhm.
this?
Mm-hmm.
Or should I do this?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So if nobody really told you that your self-worth goes above everything else,
Yeah.
then how are we gonna stop these men from doing it? Because we're not.
Mhm.
Because what I won't do, somebody else will do. And
Absolutely.
what she won't do, somebody else will do.
That's
So
right.
we have to be, I feel like as women, we have to be accountable of the stuff we even put up with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and what
Boundaries.
we're teaching, because those parents really literally sold their kids to him.
Mm-hmm.
But and then I hate the fact that people are acting like this is something new, and I hate the fact they act like this don't go on in the industry, period.
Mm-hmm.
Not just R. Kelly.
It's a bunch of.
It's a bunch of them.
So when you're, and I can tell you some stories just from a female trying to be in the business,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like a rite of passage.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
When it's not if you're gonna lay down, it's when you're gonna lay
Mhm.
down.
Oh my God.
So I mean,
Absolutely.
I mean, so I hate
Jack
that
Wright
now all
talks
these
about
people
that.
trying to, let's cancel him. Don't listen to his music. Give me
Right.
a break, because if we have to cancel everybody.
They on my nerves with this cancel culture, like Dave Chappelle. They on my nerves.
Oh, we ain't canceling Dave ever.
Mhm.
Y'all can forget that.
I agree with Lisa
I watched it
wholeheartedly.
last night.
Today.
I watched it too. I liked it. I mean,
It was funny.
Yeah.
Dave is a comedian. He ain't
Yeah,
no pastor.
It was
Yeah,
funny.
he's a comedian. You're right, he's a comedian.
But it's the go along to get along culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't
Yeah,
really
but where
say
was
too
that
many
culture
things.
when they was making fun of us? Where was that culture when they was body shaming black women?
Mhm.
Oh, now all of a sudden it's good to be sick, so no
Mhm.
body shaming. Oh, y'all been body shaming us
The whole
Mhm.
time.
Y'all shame us for our skin, our hair, our body, our
Right.
lips.
Mhm.
But now that the white girls want to look like us, it's all good.
It's all
Right.
good.
I'm not with it. I
Yeah.
feel like if y'all gonna defend everybody.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Right.
I agree.
Do dirt and it will catch up to you eventually.
Yes.
That's right. Kim.
Yes.
Kim say he was the modern day pimp.
Yes.
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 That is correct.
But it's
Yeah.
a lot of them. He's not the only one.
No, it's not, and he's not by himself. And he haven't been like I was saying, Elvis Presley, Hugh Hefner, all these other people. It's been.
But they were white.
Even and when let's not even be in a celebrity mode. Uncle Charles.
That's
We
okay.
got people in
Yeah.
the whole family.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Don't wear
Uncle
no
Charles. I'm
shorts.
talking about you for real.
I don't wear no shorts because Uncle Charles coming over here.
Yeah.
Right.
Make sure you got on something covering
Full
your butt
back pants,
and
yeah.
your shirt
Right.
covering your butt and you wear your tights and
Mhm.
and it gets swept under the rug and you're not supposed to say nothing because Uncle Charles can get in trouble. You know, we need to stop that. We need to
Right.
stop all of it.
Absolutely.
But it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop because we all know that sex sells, sex makes money,
Mhm.
period. So
It
we
sells more
can't
than
have
anything
it
else.
both ways. I mean, when you look at the situation where if you're not showing your body as an artist and if you're not being out
You're
here
not
talking about
You're not
I'm
gonna
on
sell.
my thought stuff and all this,
You're not gonna
you're
sell.
not going to sell nothing.
You ain't gonna
So
sell.
what is it teaching the young girls? What is
Mhm.
it teaching even our age?
Mhm.
Right.
And she's Lisa's very right when she said it starts with us how we groom them and teach them, because I told you earlier my son's a part of 100 Black Men, the Houston chapter, and he's the mentee, and a lot of those are law enforcement, and they say they're deep into the human trafficking here in Houston, which we have the
Right.
portal, and they said it's very simple how they get their victims. He said all starts online. and they tell them that they're beautiful, and they tell them they're part of a model agency. Meet me at Whataburger, meet me at Burger King. I have my contract, I have the money, and then they're in human trafficking. Yeah. And he said it all starts with them saying you're handsome. If it's a boy, you're handsome. If it's a girl, you're beautiful. Yeah. That's all that it takes.
One word.
And then and I'm a part of an agency. Like she said, I'm a part of an agency. And he said then they're on the hunt with actual FBI agent. He does the sex trafficking unit. And that's what he said. All of it is internet. He said, so always make sure you know what your kids are looking into, who they're chatting with, because, and then he said, they don't be telling them nothing fabulous. They just be talking to their spirit, to their self-esteem. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're beautiful. And why you not a model?
Young entrepreneurs too, because young entrepreneurs. I saw online where what you're saying about the sex trafficking. Mm-hmm. There was a young lady, she does lashes. She's like 17 or 18, and they tried to sex traffic her, but she was smart. Mm-hmm. And she posted it. She said the guy said he wanted to have her to lash 20 ladies. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I'm gonna pay you $2,000 or whatever to lash 20. Mm-hmm. I only want you to lash them. They're going to a celebrity party or event. And she said in her head, well, why wouldn't they want a full face? Why wouldn't they want
why wouldn't they?
Right. Mm-hmm. And so he said, meet him at a building. She was like, oh no, I'm not meeting him. And he was like, I'll pay you cash. And she was like, no, you're gonna sell me. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I'm gonna pay you. I'll pay you to come in person. I'll pay you $3,000 if you come in person, and I'll pay. And she was like, no, I'm not gonna be able to help you. And if you contact me again, I'll call the boss.
Well, yeah, and they try to do it. They try to do it to grown women, because if you think about it, internet is the quicker way to get you. Because now it's no longer the phone. Mm-hmm. And so I get people who reach out to me on Instagram, grown men. Don't you want to be a sugar baby? No. Mm-hmm. And then the question be, why? Why? I said no.
Show me the sugar first, baby.
Show me the sugar first.
Yeah, a lady doing a whole lot of talk.
Show me the money.
Yeah, it's like, I'm a sugar mama. I pay $3,000 a week, and I hit my cash up. She never hit it, so
you know what? You know what?
We can't talk about what the house.
I mean, a lot of it you said.
Yeah, they be trying to tell, and then they be trying to. He was trying to correct. So he was like, I have a lot of sugar babies. Okay, and.
But I think the bigger topic here, and nobody wants to talk about this, the bigger topic is that we are all sexually repressed. Mm-hmm. That's why so much demand for the sex trafficking. Right. Because these men, they trying to get it. Right. And we are not even teaching our children that sex is an appetite. Mm-hmm. When you begin having sex, you start having an appetite for it. Just like appetite for food. So we have to kill this at the root and stop being sexually repressed. Stop making these teenage girls be sexually repressed. I'm not saying they need to be having sex when they're teenagers, but be realistic about it. Come on now, at least talk to them about it. Right. At least be realistic, and everybody been there. Mm-hmm. You know, your body start tingling, and you see a certain little boy, your body gets a tingle. You be like, what is that? And I don't know, but I'm feeling something.
Right. Okay. Your mama don't want to tell you.
And you don't want no grown man exposing them to that. Because a grown man done had years of practice.
Right.
Ain't gonna put something on you that you ain't gonna be able to live without. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. So I mean that's the bigger topic. That is a bigger issue, yeah. Because it's so many well-known people that get in trouble over sex. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You think at some point people will say, how do we solve this whole sexual problem?
Mm-hmm. Well, because
we know that most of it is control.
That part.
It's not just sex, it's control. They like to control women, control. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I feel like all of this can be resolved. I just feel like we the key. And I know a lot of people don't like that because it's like you always blame it. It's not blaming us, but we are the key. We have to be held accountable for what we allow. You know, what we go along with. Right. It's a whole lot of things.
We turn the blind eye to.
Perpetuate that part. Because for me, I let people know, yes, I'm a sexual being. I'm a woman. Right. What you think. Right. But that don't mean I'm trying to sit on every time Dick and John.
Right.
No. That's right. I have standards, I have boundaries, and you just not finna do anything with me.
Right. Exactly.
But when you're like that, the men so used to the other women. That's down for whatever. They be like, okay, bye.
Next.
And that's fine too, but I think more of us need to take a stand and be like, no, this is not proper, that's not proper, especially with your sons.
Yeah, right.
Because some of y'all raising men that feel like, oh, she was looking like she wanted it. What? What you mean?
Yeah. What is that? What look is that?
What kind of look is that?
Oh, you ain't never heard grown men.
So you have men, they would say that she was
I had a
dressed.
man tell me.
She dressed like she wanted.
I had a man tell me on a date. It was a first date, and he said, "Oh my damn, I didn't know you was packing like that back there." And I said, first of all, I don't do that. Don't do that. He said, well, you would have never wore that if you didn't want me to feel that way. Oh, excuse me. I can wear whatever I want. No, don't do me. I told him, no, first of all, me wearing this wasn't about you. This was I had was clean.
Right. And a lot of people do breed into that rape culture because that is absolutely rape culture. Oh, because she wasn't dressed like that. She got what she was asking for.
Yeah.
No, we need to teach her
anything we want to wear.
My daughters, they're toothpicks. They wear whatever they want to wear, and it's barely anything. So I mean, I don't say anything because they're not those chicks. You're not gonna be able to approach them. She's gonna say exactly what you. I wear what I want to wear. Right. You know, don't tell me. And they know. But my daughters grew up knowing, hey, you respect your body. They better respect your body. Right. We gonna make sure they respect your body. They respect you. They respect all of that. And we're not doing that enough. We're not doing that enough.
Have you ever seen? And I've seen this in the store before. The Muslim ladies from other countries, though, they be covered from head to toe. Some of them you can't see them but their eyes.
Yes, it.
And their husband got on regular clothes, shorts. He got on sandals and stuff. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Right.
This is the type of stuff that we allow. Now we ain't doing it. I ain't never seen no sister that covered. We're not doing it. But I'm just saying that's the mentality globally.
Yeah, we have to be
that a woman's body has to be covered.
Well, because a woman's body was sin is a sin.
Yeah,
a woman's body is a sin. It tempts the man.
Exactly.
Like
so you have to be you. So it's modest, like she say, only show your eyes because you shouldn't be seen as temptation. She right.
Kim says you don't have to dress sexy to be attacked, and that's right as well.
That's right. And then it's crazy how you think what I have on has something to do with my thoughts of you.
It doesn't have anything.
Well, you wouldn't want me to if you wouldn't have worn that if you didn't want me to notice it.
But I wasn't thinking about you when I chose my outfit.
I didn't even know what you looked like. What if you was ugly and I didn't want you to know?
Right.
Well, I really look. Yeah. But at the same time, it had nothing to do with you. It was what was comfortable, what was clean, what I had shoes to go with.
Right.
Let's just be real. Your booty done got bigger, so it don't matter what you wear.
I mean, my booty did get big. When you lose weight in other places, your booty stands out. But also, I have always covered myself because I grew up in a certain way that made me feel like if I draw attention to my booty or my thighs or whatever, I'm asking for something. But I grew out of that. I was like, no, this is my body. Absolutely. Now, what you asking for is the slug. Right. Because if you come with me sideways, that's what you're going to get. Absolutely. But I'm going to wear what I want to wear.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to be ashamed of her shape.
No. Why would you?
These boys need to be taught to control themselves. If I don't tell you to touch me, don't touch me.
Man, I have had grown men who just will touch you, and it's like, what is
I didn't give you permission,
Don't do that. And then they get an attitude.
Right, when you say no.
Who are you? You're not my husband.
Yeah.
That part.
Even if you was.
I told my husband no before.
Yeah.
Roll on over. This ain't that nice.
Right.
Yeah, this is my body. No.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's something that I had to learn.
Sometimes it's a sense of entitlement.
But it is. But look how high it even goes. As high as our governor, who feel like I don't want people to be told they have to wear a mask, but you want people to be told they can't decide if they want to have a baby or not. Who are you to make that decision for somebody? Right. You can't never get pregnant in your life.
Right.
You don't know what it feels like.
Yeah.
So why do you think you should be able to make that decision for somebody?
Right.
That's how these men are.
That's it. I've the same experience you had is that when I lost weight and I was on the treadmill.
Yes, ladies, waiting other things get noticed. That's true though.
That's true because when I lost weight, you lose the front.
Yes.
So this is sticking out. I was running on the treadmill and he comes standing by me and I said, "Can I help you?" He says, "We can do that." I said, "Do what?"
No, that's right.
What are we doing?
First of all, no romance without finance.
Right. what are we doing? And he said, "I'm steady running," and he's steady talking, and I'm like, "So I'm trying to figure out why you still standing here. Did you interrupted my workout. And so he was like, we can do this. I said, well, first of all, I don't want it if you offering it. Sounds like you've been offering it a lot. And so I told my trainer, I was like, get your boy.
I know that's right. Because that's not how you approach me anyway.
Right, get your boy, because I'm not, whatever he's selling, I'm definitely not buying.
But I just
Well, you
want
weren't
to say
talking to
this.
me before then. When I was plumpy, you weren't in my face.
Back then, they didn't want you.
Okay.
And he wasn't in my face when I first got to the gym. I didn't know you didn't know who I was. But now that they started slimming, because I kept wearing the big clothes on purpose.
That's a whole nother show. We can talk about that for a minute.
Right.
You didn't know who I was.
Yeah, you put me on Front Street. Don't do that.
Yes. But I want to say this too, real quick, about the sex trafficking. And I know I have said this before on air, and I got comments from people who don't agree with me. But I'm just going to say this because I really believe this. And in the future, when everybody agrees, I'm going to say I've been saying that back in 2021. Legalize sex workers. Legalize prostitution. Legalize it. Because first of all, it ain't going nowhere. Secondly, some women enjoy it.
That's right.
Thirdly, let these women that enjoy get their coins. It's worst when a woman is letting a man finesse her into being her man, and he's still just getting what he wants and going to the next chick. So how are you any different? You just getting dick down for free. You know what I'm saying? At least she getting paid. So I just feel like that's a good way to hamper all this. Legalize it, regulate it, tax it, and let these women get their coins. Because everybody ain't being forced into sex trafficking.
I still do think that it would decrease if that was the case.
I know for a fact, because I had a friend. We were very, very young. And I'm not even going to tell all the story because it's in my book. I'm just saying. And you'll read the book. But she enjoyed it, period. That's what she wanted to do with her life. Right. So what you going to do? She going to do it anyway. At least let her make her coin. That's all I'm saying. And regulate it so she don't have to catch no diseases and she can be protected and all this kind of stuff. Right. If this is what a person want to do with their life, who are us to say they can't do it?
That's right.
That's why I feel like they need to just legalize it.
And because the porn industry is a $1 billion industry.
Yes.
So they value.
Yes, absolutely. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere.
It's just becoming more prevalent now. And then they're using the sex trafficking as a means to get more workers that they didn't have before.
Kim says human trafficking is a real thing. Be careful. Vegas has the right idea. Those ladies get testing on a regular basis.
I agree, Kim. That's right. Vegas do got the right idea. You haven't heard about no mass rapes or nothing like that because they know, and most people know, certain places you can go where it's legal, they gonna get their thing off and go home. Right? Pay for it. There ain't no feelings. It's just a transaction.
Right? That's it. Transactional.
Yep.
That's true.
I definitely agree. It would cause I'm not gonna say a relief or whatever, but it would definitely bring that. I think it would bring that down tremendously if it was, if it was legalized, because a lot of it is repressed. A lot of it is, repressed sexual desires. I mean, of course, it's not going to eliminate it because you have people out there that, are pedophiles and they want, those types of things or whatever. But I do definitely, it would decrease tremendously. So we, the Lysas, we said legalize.
Right. I think it would empower the people too. Especially women.
Absolutely.
I think it would empower women.
It would be some more women millionaires.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They can raise their prices. Absolutely. They say yesterday's price.
Right.
Today's price.
That was $5,000 ago.
Right. But they say the United States is the most sexually repressed. Other countries see sex is on TV, like regular.
Because it's normal.
Right, it's normal. It's on their television station where everybody can see.
Some other countries, I wouldn't say that we're the most sexually repressed, because I know in some countries in Europe you can't even pull up. You can't pull up porn on the internet. Like it's a punishable offense by law. Oh wow. Yeah, and and they will catch you.
I think she mean culturally, because
culturally,
those countries, they may have, their government may have control over what they see, and it may not be as all in their face, but in their own personal lives, I think they're freer than most Americans.
They're very free.
Yeah, because Americans are even ashamed of just wanting to have sex.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's weird to me.
Mhm.
That's a
It is.
natural thing.
It
It's
makes,
supposed to.
they shame you for wanting
Yeah.
it.
Right.
This, like Summer Walker song, girls say they want it too. We're not
Mhm.
able to
Yeah.
express
Some of
that
us
we
want it
want
too,
it.
right.
Yeah, we can't just walk up to
Mhm.
somebody and say,
Mhm.
we can't do that.
And can.
You
Some
can.
of us
And
do.
do.
Some of us do, but not everybody. Because we've been taught, some of us were taught, that's not okay.
And even, I don't know about you, Lisa, but even being married, and so I'm in so many marriage groups, you'd be surprised how many women even married. They still, like you say, they have that mindset that sex is still dirty.
See, I wouldn't be surprised because I've been married.
You know what I'm saying? So but you know, you had married friends, and some of them still be married and be like, it's dirty.
And some
It
of them
won't
feel
do
like
certain
they
Yeah, and they won't do certain things, or they only would do it just because
They man
the
want
man,
it.
they want it, or it's the time to, or
Yeah,
he got paid or something. It's his payday, so I gotta do it because he got paid today. But what about you? You don't have any desire.
No.
You don't have any
In her
feelings.
mind,
You know.
and they feel like because I had to realize myself, that just because he's my husband doesn't mean I have to give it to
Right.
No.
And
Because it's
a
mutual.
thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is what I understand when I talk to younger women. They always say stuff like, I'm going to allow him. I'm going to go and give it to him. Or I'm going to do
Yeah.
And I be thinking, but what about you?
Yes.
You want to
Yes.
do like,
In her
You
mind,
don't like it.
you want to do it
Yes.
that day.
Yes.
She's doing it long enough to get what she needs.
Exactly.
Like, I
Use it
don't
as a
like
manipulation tool.
Yeah.
Oh, I want him to paint the kitchen, so I'm gonna go on and do it tonight because I want him to paint the kitchen in the morning.
Right.
What about you?
I don't like that because
Yeah.
I feel like that is what makes them think that the whole act is just for them.
Yes.
But for me, it ain't just for you.
Exactly.
That's why I tell women all the time, if you want to know if a man good in bed and if he going to be good to you, you need to know him before you jump in a bed with him.
Mhm.
Because I've been on dates with dudes. When they monopolize the conversation, they are trash in bed. I'm just letting you know that right now. They don't know the word give and take.
Mhm.
All they know is take and take.
Mhm.
Take and take.
So
That's
that's
good.
woman feels obligated.
Yes,
That's true.
that's what
Why
it is,
though?
Kimberly. That's what it is.
It's like a mindset
It's
thing.
it's a mindset, and sometimes it can be innate.
Mhm.
Because if you think about long ago, black women were traumatized with sex from the white
That's
man.
true. Rape, yeah.
Mhm.
So they felt obligated at that time. If they didn't do it with their master,
Wow.
Right.
they were beaten.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
So it's innate for a black woman versus
Mhm.
any other race.
And yeah, that I can see that too. And also I remember being in grade school and
Mhm.
people would say she's sexy. I was a freaking kid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. I'd
Yeah.
be like, how am I sexy? And I'm a kid.
Mhm.
Like, what do you mean? Stop trying to be sexy or stop looking sexy.
Mhm.
Stop being sexy.
Mhm.
Sexy. I'm in the 12th, I'm not 12th grade. I'm like in the 5th grade.
Mhm.
Right.
What do you mean being sexy?
Right.
Mhm.
So for us, yeah, it was like a taboo. Anything you did,
What's taboo?
or it's like you fast.
You fast.
You
You know,
fast.
you're trying to be fast, you're trying to be a little
Mannish,
whole,
yeah.
thought, all that.
Right.
But when you have sexual desire, is normal.
It is normal.
It's normal. We should not be made to feel guilty behind that.
But we have been made to feel guilty.
Mhm.
As black women, we've been made to feel guilty our entire life.
Yeah. Even when men be like, "What's your body count?" Boy, what?
Mhm.
What's yours?
What?
Right.
You don't even remember who all you slept
Right.
with.
What's
That
yours? And why do you
Yes.
need to know that?
Right.
Mhm.
If I give you, I make sure that I'm tested, I make sure that I'm good, and I present it in front of you, and we good. You make
You
sure
show
you
me
present
yours.
you definitely
Right.
need to show me.
Oh no, we're going at the same time. We're going together.
But
That's
but
why.
also it's like you hear a lot of these dudes and rap songs talking about, if it's got a mileage, I don't want it. If she got a lot of mileage.
It's a muscle, boo.
Mhm.
But what about your mileage?
Right.
You was racking up
Right.
mileage with somebody.
Because Meek Mill did say that a couple weeks ago, how he said he can't find all these industry chicks. He wants somebody not in the industry because they all have been ran through the industry. But I mean, how many
Y'all
chicks
the
you
one
got?
that you like
How you
to
have
like,
and I love Meek Mills, but it's still like, come on now, dude. How you want Virgin Mary, but what's she gonna get?
That's the part.
Yes, what
That's
she
the part.
get? She get you ran through too.
Right.
Right.
They want this innocent,
And
But that's because we don't tell the truth. And I do,
Mhm.
but women don't mask. We need to start telling the truth to these men.
Yeah.
Because what they don't know is, we can tell when you ran through too, boo-boo.
Mhm.
Because some things you do and the way you do it,
The way you
don't
do
be hitting on nothing.
Nothing.
I know when I feel one.
Yes.
I know.
And it's watered down. You don't even know what you're doing. You
Mhm.
can't even, customize it to me. I need to customize to me. Don't be doing what you did with the last. You know what I'm saying? We do that.
Customize your
You got
insurance.
customized with me. It's gonna
And
be
see, they don't know that because a lot of
Right.
women ain't gonna tell them that.
I
You
will.
do not want to
I
be with a
will.
man who A, watch too much porn, because they are. B, been with too many different women. Because you can feel the energy and just be
A
like,
collection
I'm
point. She
good.
preaching here.
I'm good. But we need to tell them that because they try to shame women. Oh yeah, she probably loose. She probably been with a whole lot of different. Oh, but you got some stuff about you too. And we can tell you've been with too many different women.
trying to offer that community.
You can feel it. Yeah, you can feel the energy. It ain't even right.
Yeah.
It's off.
Mhm. And like she said, even men that watch too much porn,
Absolutely.
you can tell.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because they have that obsession with porn,
They
and
go
then
worse.
they try to be with somebody in person. It's off. It's off.
Yeah,
They
you
are
can
the
tell.
worst.
You
It's
can
like,
definitely
boy, this
Mhm.
is
It's
real
all-
life.
Right.
I don't know what you thought you was gonna do.
Right. You just
Sir, they're actors.
right.
They're getting paid.
They got a whole agent.
Right.
And that's actually a comedy, so
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's a comedy.
I'm just saying, if we trying to do it in that way, like it's a major production, you ain't
We'll
gonna
put the
qualify.
coins on the table first.
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna do it like this, put the coins down.
Hey, hit the mini and Nico.
Put the coins down.
I know that's right.
Where's your test? Okay, thanks.
And I'm gonna need you to be up to par.
Exactly.
Correct.
That's why I feel like that's why I love what we do here at Stunner Radio, because we say the things that need to be said.
Absolutely.
Because some of this stuff need to be said to men.
It's not sad.
Some of
It's
these
not.
men
Those
feel
real
like,
conversations on hay.
Yes.
have you ever been, and I'm just gonna say this real quick, you ever been with a man, especially past 40,
Mhm.
anybody over 40,
Me.
Look at me.
you can tell when they are a little bit too experienced.
Yes.
Because you be like, what are you doing?
Yes.
How
Yes.
can you
Were you?
pull that all the way back?
Yeah.
I don't know what you thought this was,
Mhm.
but you're doing too much.
They're
And it ain't even
experienced.
hitting on nothing. You just be like, boy.
Mhm.
You can absolutely tell when they are too experienced, and I think that it's more common than it is for women.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It is.
and
But we don't say nothing.
We don't bring it to the forefront.
We don't
I
bring it
say
to the
something.
forefront. They think it's all good.
Mhm.
What you say, you, me, Lysa,
Cealie.
Cealie say
Mhm.
something. But every woman out there does not.
They do not.
ladies,
They do
if you
not.
see something, say something.
That's
Okay?
right. That's
If
right.
you see
They do
something,
not say
say something.
anything.
It's your
Yeah, they
job.
go along,
And we
They
need
go
to
along
start
with the foolishness.
But also, we need to start adding that to the narrative. When people were talking about what kind of man they want, most women are, he need to have money, blah, blah. He also not need to be ran through.
Mhm.
Because you don't want nobody you can take into events and everybody in there doesn't have them.
Mhm.
Ugh. No.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Because
definitely.
they sure be looking like, oh,
Yeah,
girl,
that's
you went
definitely
now.
not
Oh,
a
okay.
good look.
Yeah. Tried
You
that.
can tell, and you,
Absolutely.
right? And you,
That is not a good feeling.
Yeah.
right, and
It's just
you,
as embarrassing.
you can tell that when you dated somebody and then you see them out with another person and they looking at you like, don't say nothing.
Right.
I've had that experience.
What?
Yeah, girl,
Oh, I'm gonna definitely say something at that
he was
point.
looking at me like, don't say nothing. I said, hey, bro, how you doing?
I know that's right.
Put you right on Front Street.
All the way on that.
And he kept looking, after I said something, he kept looking at me. Don't keep looking at me. You at the table with her and her 2 kids.
But see,
Mhm.
And I have one. And my child grown.
That's
I
my
know
thing. I have always felt like women take that on. Well, I don't want to have too many partners
Mhm.
because when I get a husband, he's gonna be embarrassed.
Yes.
But what about us though? We have the same embarrassment when you finally find somebody
Yes.
and then them been with the whole village,
Mhm.
And
and now you
You
looking
need
crazy. Yeah, because they like, oh, girl, he ain't hitting on nothing. I already know what he about.
They know exactly what you're suffering through.
Exactly.
She said, they gonna tell y'all to tune it up. Girl, why don't work? Do this. She said, bring out the wretches. Right. Bring out the wretches.
Exactly.
Wine back a little bit. Wine back a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is it's as embarrassing. And we do need to, we're in 2021 and we're always saying how these Gen Zers and, they're saying their feelings. They're saying what they feel. They're saying, how they feel and expressing their feelings. And we need to take a page out of that book.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've been doing it, but I'm advocating for everybody to really do it. Speak your mind. Because these men walk around here with the big head and they ain't hitting on nothing. Like, y'all know they ain't.
The thing is, it doesn't have to be embarrassing for the male for you to say that to them, because I'm gonna say this. I know what I like, and I know how I like myself customized. And when I offer the customization,
listen,
they don't have a problem with it. They think it's sexy. And I'm telling them what I want, and they do it.
Yes.
So
voice how you want it done.
Yeah.
But also let them know that your value goes down too if you've been ran through.
Right. Everybody values.
That's what they need to know. I really feel like
these are stocks, and when you invest in these stocks, make sure you read the fine print, because the minute that you have too many investors, the stock plummets.
That part.
You just have to look at it in layman terms.
Right. You ain't never showed your new boo to somebody and they be like, okay, girl. But they really like,
Right.
I know about 12 people done been with.
Right. I had that happen to me.
Sis, this your man?
All right. I got on the internet.
On Facebook, it's a group called Sisters. It's called Sisters, This Your Man.
They got one for different cities.
Different cities.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in Dallas, I'm in Houston, I'm in Mississippi.
And it's one for Atlanta too.
It's one for every city. And the one in Houston is a little more active.
I bet it is.
What is it about? They post a picture of the guy and be like, who does this belong to? And if nobody says anything, then they feel that they're safe to go forward. Now every person that they have posted has belonged to several people.
Yeah, but how we know they telling the truth? You know
they asked you to provide receipts.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as you provide the receipts.
Yes, and they do. One of them was somebody that I knew. Well, a couple of them was somebody that I knew, but one person I knew personally. And I was like, I looked at his picture, I was like, oh, boy, you done got in trouble. And when I looked at the receipt, because I knew him, like we had phone conversations before, and when they were saying the things, I knew that they were telling the truth. Like, he don't even change his script.
Like he say the same stuff.
I'm happy to hear that the sisters is doing that. That's what's up. Right. What we need to be doing.
But some of the sisters are going back and snitching to the guy, or they supposed to do in this group.
That's fine.
It was fine until one of the guys assaulted a female that posted him in the group.
Oh wow!
And so now it's kind of like what the lady is doing is she's posting anonymously on behalf of another female.
So they don't know.
So they don't know who posted it. But
once again, the woman is being punished for something that she didn't do.
Absolutely,
that's not my fault.
You shouldn't be out here trying to date several people and not telling them that you're dating several people.
But his rap sheet was already long. He already was had multiple felonies. They posted that too. They posted his rap sheet too. And it was all the way from 1986 that he had charges every single year. Assault causing bodily injury, domestic violence, just all of these just different things.
And he probably was fine.
He wasn't that fine.
Oh, he was.
He was cute, but he wasn't that fine.
You know, it'd be the fine ones. We got all the
they got issues.
It do be. But you know why? It's because they fine. And we sit up here and let them think that because they find that they can get away with all of these things. Ladies, just in case you hadn't learned the theme of the show today, it all rises within us. We have all the power.
Yes, we do.
We are teaching, and we're teaching people how to treat us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is what we're doing.
Yes, because they've been gaslighting us for years. And it's time for us to wake up and understand that we hold the power. Yes. The minute you say no, it's no. And that's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all.
That's it. And that's all. And that goes for everything from sex to how you talk to me, to how you treat me, how you interact with me. It's too many of us who have accepted this bull crap. You know,
And it
I
starts
don't
small.
accept it. It always starts small. Being ignored. If I text you more than once and you do not answer, then we're done, boo boo. Don't call me. Don't text me. It's
no
a
answer
wrap.
is an answer.
And
Well,
I'm not
yes,
saying
no response is
immediately.
a
Yeah, I ain't
response.
saying you got to respond back immediately.
Immediately,
But it's a lot of
At some
game
point.
playing.
when you go days
Yeah,
without responding.
Oh no, that's a no call, no show. It's wrong termination.
yeah, it's over.
Come on now.
You're not.
Because your job do it.
That's right.
Exactly.
Your
But you
job.
think I'm less important? You think I'm less important than your job?
Mhm.
No.
When I was
And
in
then
the
the
game,
excuse don't match the time limit.
And we're not playing those games anymore.
see,
The excuse never match
We're
the
not
time
playing those
limit.
games anymore.
No.
Once you
When I was
pass
in
a
the
certain
game-
age, boy, bye.
I text you, and you have a certain amount of time to respond. If you don't have a decent reason for not responding, then you get the treatment that is 24 hours of no contact. The second offense, you get one-word answers for 24 hours.
Well, you going already too much because I don't even know that far.
Me too. It ain't no 24
At
hours.
that
It's
point,
a
you
wrap.
already blocked and
It is
deleted.
a wrap because you do not deserve access to me.
No.
I mean, what you thought this was? It's like the dude that I walked on a date from. He's sitting there on his phone. I said, "Oh, excuse me. You're not aware that you're in the presence of greatness, so I'm gonna excuse myself."
Right.
What you thought this was?
You gonna sit
Yeah.
there?
I'm blessing your day.
Right.
You got this
You
all
sit
the
on your
confused.
phone.
Right.
Yeah, I'm blessing your day.
What you
got
on the
this
day for if you on your
confused.
phone? You could have stayed at home.
Seriously.
Bye bye, boo. Because
Right.
clearly you do not understand what is in front of you. So
That's
I'm going to let you deal with the counterfeits. Because I'm not going to give no real diamond to a toddler.
No, absolutely not.
She said to a toddler.
Yes, why don't give a real diamond to a toddler so they can throw it in the ground and
Mhm.
don't even know the value of it.
Absolutely.
So I think that is our responsibility as other women to get women to understand their value.
That part.
Do not let these dudes gaslight you. Talking about what type of woman do you want? They got this whole long list. Boy, bye. You want a woman that's available and down with your program. That's all they care about.
That's all they
But
care
they got
about.
y'all out here thinking, oh, I gotta have long hair, I gotta have straight hair, I can't have no stretch marks, I can't.
Mhm.
Please.
They gotta have a six-pack stomach in here.
Please.
I ain't never heard no dude say they don't know woman with stretch
Girl,
marks.
these men want somebody available.
Exactly.
That's why I feel like it's gaslighting. They got,
That's gonna
I mean, they got
put
women
elevation.
jumping through all these hoops.
Man, they
You
need
need to do
oatmeal
this, you
cream
need to do
pies.
that.
Mhm.
He said, "Oh, Bill
Got the nerve to be like, oh, her nails and feet got to be done. And your feet ain't been done.
Baby, listen.
Hello.
Since you
But
came
it
out
was
your mama
time.
womb, your feet
Okay.
ain't done.
Okay.
Mhm. Yes.
But you got all these requirements. Boy, bye.
Yeah, that is so crazy that you say that nails and feet need to be done. But are you paying?
Yes.
Mhm.
If you want these requirements,
Mhm.
contribute to the funding
Right.
because I can't walk into a nail shop and say, "Hey, I need." When they ask you what service, you can't walk out of there without paying.
That's right. And especially, how dare you open your mouth when your hairline is not tight?
Right.
Like you ain't seen a
Exactly.
barber in 3 weeks. Boy,
Mhm.
bye. And that hat ain't covering up nothing.
Not a thing.
Right.
Don't trust the hat.
Don't.
That's a catfish.
Yeah.
Don't trust
They can be a
That's a
catfish.
catfish.
They wear hats all
They
the
wear them all the
time.
time. They never take them off.
And some of them need to keep them hats on. That's all. I'm saying.
Catfish. That's a hat.
But women, but she right. Lisa's right. We as women, we don't speak up and
I
actually tell these
speak up.
men, you know, this is how we. Because I probably got girlfriends that used to go along with the flow because you don't want to say nothing. But like she said, but we at the end of the day, we the one that's be suffering in silence.
I'm
I'm telling you.
in silence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. And then another thing
Don't
is these,
suffer at all.
that some of these men are, they nasty. They do not clean up after themselves. Their apartment or wherever they live looks horrible.
Mhm.
And it, again, I say it all goes back to upbringing. We have to, bring our children up in a way that too.
The teeth.
The teeth.
Hygiene.
The teeth. I am a teeth person.
Me
Brush
too.
your teeth at least twice a day, please. At
The
least
teeth.
twice a day.
So I'm gonna tell you a funny scenario that happened to me. Major Hype is a comedian that does Playing for Keeps, does a dating show on his Instagram with his co-host Tamara. So I usually time in and you can request to go live. So I went on Thursday. I requested to go live. I was on the phone with Jamie. And I said, Jamie, I gotta call you back. They put me on live. So I'm making sure I'm still, and I'm taking a long time to get into the thing. And so the guy was 25 years old. I said, oh, I can't do that with him. He's 25 and he got an appointment. I can't do that with him. I'm a mortgage girl over here. So when I got into the room, 12 requests was on my Instagram just from being in there, and I didn't even match with the guy. 12 different guys. And of course, I go and look at the aesthetics, the teeth.
I know that's right.
That's
The
smart.
teeth.
Mhm.
When you don't smile a lot, something wrong with the mouth. When you every pictures
She's an Eric picture.
Right.
tight lip.
No, for real. She telling the truth.
When they tight lip on the picture,
When I was on dating sites, every guy that I clicked with that had a closed mouth smile,
on their profile.
they had no teeth.
No
Yeah.
teeth.
No teeth.
oh yeah,
And y'all not that old, so these men are not older than me.
No, they're
it don't matter. The next guy that came into the thing on live, he was 25 and missing a whole teeth in the front.
And that's another thing that you bring up a good point, Lisa, to talk too. We as women, we don't talk about men with good health. We take the health.
Yes.
It's men that's under 40 years old that got health issues. But like she said, they telling you to have this bad body, and you don't know. Some of them suffer from erectile dysfunction.
Yes.
And they don't know. And they don't know. They ain't been to the doctor. They ain't been to the doctor since birth. And we don't. You know what I'm saying? You get with this guy. You don't know he got not just STD. He got heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure. He got STD.
Everything.
You don't know none of this stuff because we don't have this conversation. Like she said, we only look at the fact, oh, he can pay my bills, or he's tall,
Absolutely.
or whatever. But we don't.
What's your doctor name?
What's your
research?
When I say Mr. Doctor for a checkup.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Because I want to make a point. We're not sitting here and talking bad about people because they don't have teeth or whatever like
Right.
that. But what we're saying is, as adults, you need to be aware of your health.
Yeah.
Go to the dentist, go to the doctor, do those things. We do.
Mhm.
We have
We do.
our annuals. We have our,
Mhm.
our
Right.
checkups.
Yeah.
We do it. Guys have to be accountable for that as
Mhm.
well. And it's a guy. It is a guy thing. I know it is.
Mhm.
But I'm a woman,
Expectations.
and I'm a woman that I'm gonna tell. Like I tell my husband, hey, you need to go get your physical or whatever.
Mhm.
That is something you're gonna have to. Hey, is this something that you're doing? You know,
Right.
you
Mhm.
have
Have
to
you done
ask
it?
that. Exactly.
Did you make the
Yeah.
appointment?
Yeah. And I feel like if you're with someone and you care enough about that person,
That part.
you're gonna make sure that gets done. Now,
Mhm.
if you're telling them, okay, well, I don't know if you thought about this or not, but did you do this? And they
Mhm.
did not do that, then I don't see a problem with, hey, go ahead and go do that.
Right.
If they did not, if they say at that point and they choose not to go do that,
Mhm.
then it's time to discontinue
Right,
because
right.
they don't care about their health. And if
Mhm.
they don't care about their health, how can they care about you?
Exactly.
What are they going to do? Drop dead on you and leave you holding the bag?
Exactly.
Right.
Well,
Exactly. In the conversation, it should be
It's insurance.
right. Wait, but in the
Absolutely.
conversation, you should hear them saying, "Oh, I have a doctor's appointment," or "I have a dentist appointment." If
Mhm.
those conversations,
You never hear them.
you
talk
never
about
hear
that.
this, they don't go.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I listen for that kind of stuff. When you, like, oh, I got a dentist appointment this week.
Mhm.
Okay, well, now I know you're going to the dentist.
Absolutely.
Or I got a doctor's appointment such and such day. You listen for that kind of stuff. The conversation about the teeth. That was,
Mhm.
my girlfriend and I had to go. She said he was missing the teeth. And she told him if he didn't go to the dentist in the next 2 weeks, she was going to
Oh,
she was gonna stop talking to him. I was like, you gave him too long anyway.
You said 2 weeks.
When he had a teeth at the beginning, you should have continued the conversation.
I will.
She was
I
getting to
understand.
it.
She was being,
She was
generous.
being nice.
I understand it. I understand it.
I understand that part,
Y'all.
but still,
We done sit up here and talked for 2 hours.
that's fine. We had a good conversation.
We did. This was an amazing, informative conversation, an enlightening conversation, and there's definitely some conversations that need to be had.
Of course.
Mhm.
All the way around.
Yeah.
So I want to thank the lovely number one stunner for joining us on Black Coffee today.
Yes.
And I want to thank Notary Benson for joining us. Please, Notary Benson, let them know where they can find you because they do need to find you.
That's right.
Yes. You can find me on Instagram, Notary Benson HTX as well. You can always email me, notarybenson@endorsedfindings.com.
All right. Yes.
And make sure you guys tune in next week. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and listen on the playback when you're falling asleep.
I'm
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.